We were the ones who crossed the Waal. Operation Market Garden, the daylight assault in flimsy canvas boats under horrific fire. I was one of the few from my boat who made it to the far bank. The water around me was churned red. My world had narrowed to the next foot of ground, the next breath. On that hostile shore, shattered among the reeds, I found a small, flat-bottomed Dutch fishing punt. It was old, paint peeling. Crouched behind it was not a German, but an old man, so still I almost shot him. He held up empty, weathered hands. In them was a simple wooden rollock, the oar rest for his boat. He pointed to the punt, then to me, then across the wide, deadly river to the Allied side. His meaning was clear. He had been waiting to ferry someone back. It was madness. The crossing had just been a massacre, but staying was death. I nodded. With strength that belied his age, he pushed the punt into the water. We didn't speak. We didn't need to. He rowed not with power, but with a smooth, desperate efficiency, keeping the boat's profile low. Tracers still whipped the air, but he seemed to move between the threads of fire. He was a local. He knew the current, the eddies, the blind spots. Halfway across, a mortar shell hit the water nearby. The concussion rattled the boat, drenching us. He never missed a stroke. His eyes were fixed on the far bank, on the distant shapes of our engineers. We reached the shallows on the Allied side. I stumbled out, turning to help him, but he shook his head. He pointed back to the far bank, to the smoke and chaos. He still had work to do. Before he pushed off, he leaned over and pressed the wooden rollock into my sodden hand. It was warm from his grip. He looked me in the eye for the first and only time, gave a single grim nod, and then bent to his oars, turning back into the storm of steel to search for another soul in the water. I never knew his name. I never saw him again. The vow was secured. The bridgehead won, but at a cost written in blood. I keep that wooden rollock. It is smooth now, from years of my hand worrying it. It is not a trophy of a battlefield crossing. It is a relic of a quieter, more profound crossing. That old Dutch ferryman taught me that the most important bridge is not made of steel and smoke, but of wood and will. That while armies plan grand operations with maps and codes, the real salvation sometimes comes in the form of an old man in a fishing punt, rowing into hell, because it is simply what a ferryman does. He carries people across, even when the river is made of fire.